You know, most of the time it's actually pretty easy to say that we believe in Jesus, at least in free countries like this one. If someone came up and asked you if you believed in Jesus, it's actually not that hard for us to say that, yeah, we believe. There's not usually a ton at stake for us in acknowledging Christ when it's out in the open like that. But our passage today from John 12:37 through 43 talks about some folks for whom it was difficult, who struggled with belief and doubt, and what others would think if they admitted that they believed in Jesus. It starts like this. Even after Jesus had performed so many signs in their presence, they still would not believe in him. It goes on to talk about how this unbelief had actually been foretold by the prophet Isaiah, and then it says this. At the same time, many, even among the leaders, believed in him. But because of the Pharisees, they would not openly acknowledge their faith, for fear they would be put out of the synagogue. For they loved human praise more than praise from God. Now, these leaders were concerned that if they openly confessed their belief in Jesus, that there would be dire consequences. Being kicked out of their synagogue, being isolated from their family, or an even worse fate. Now, we don't necessarily face such harsh consequences for our belief, but I think these folks struggled with some of the same things that we struggle with when it comes to acknowledging our own faith. I think it's relatively easy to say that we believe in Christ in the big moments when everyone's watching. But what about the smaller everyday moments? Have you ever been around friends or co-workers or in a social situation and someone makes a joke or says something off color that you knew was against your beliefs and values, and everyone else was laughing, so you just kind of laughed to go along with the crowd or at least break the tension somehow? Or have you ever been around someone who was mean or abusive to others and you just kind of sat by and watched, or even worse, you might have joined in the teasing so that no one turns the bullying back on you? Those might seem like kind of trivial examples, but there is always a temptation for us to act against what we believe in, just to fit in and be accepted. In these small moments, we are often not acknowledging Christ. But you know what? It's those small moments, those seemingly insignificant choices that really matter. It's in those moments that we have a chance to choose between seeking praise from the world or acknowledging Christ. So here's what we need to do. Let's challenge ourselves to be mindful of those moments. Let's choose to acknowledge Christ even when it's difficult, even when the world around us might not understand or accept it, and even when it feels like we're standing all alone.